everyone, and welcome to Coatings Decoded. Today, we are discussing pump repairs and improvements. Having someone on the job site ready to fix any pump is great, but that's not a luxury a lot of paint crews can afford. During this episode, we'll discuss some things to know before you start your next job that might help your equipment run a little smoother in the future and keep your project on track. Hello, everyone. I'm Corey Brown with Tnemec Company. Today, I'm joined by Niles Hickman. Niles is the marketing manager of surface preparation and protective coatings equipment for Graco. Hello, Niles.
Hi, Corey. Thanks for having me.
No trouble. Thanks very much for joining us. So, Niles, I've been with Tnemec about 25 years. I did about 7 years in the field helping contractors get started with our projects. And I know that when you're dealing with mechanical equipment, it is not a matter of if something is going to break. It's basically a matter of when. Is that right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The nature of the coatings that companies like your own there, Tnemec, produce, it's liquid sandpaper. So that mixed with very harsh environments is a recipe for there will be maintenance eventually. Some products get you longer life than others, but inevitably we will be in a repair scenario, and it will always be on the job.
Yep. And I know, paint crews they need to keep things going. A lot of our products have short pot lives. So what I often see a need for when equipment does break down is to get it going quick. And sometimes I see contractors just doing the bare minimum just to kind of keep the project going. What kind of experiences do you have with that?
Absolutely. So I've been with Graco now just a little over 5 years. I actually started on the engineering side of the house. So fielding the quality concerns from the field is kind of the traditional starting point, I guess, for engineers at Graco to get your feet wet with how are these products used? How are the failure modes? Is there anything new that we need to be investigating? Make sure we didn't miss something with our designs. In doing that, and then transitioning over to the product marketing management side of the house, you see the challenges that can arise by the smallest of issues. It's always one little thing, and we either don't have expertise in our labor force on the job site that day, we don't have the right parts, or we can't find the tools that we need to do the repair that they deem necessary. So when I came over to product management, that was something that was definitely of focus for our team, in that trying to make those repairs on the fly, if you will. When you got up and you got to that job site and everything was working fine, and all of a sudden the wheels fell off, and time is money. You got the next crew right behind you. You are feeling the pressure, and now you have to perform or suffer the consequences, which generally are monetarily speaking, right? So no one wants to shut a job down or delay a job. And so in respect to all of that, we've actually got quite the gamut put together for new products in trying to address how do we take the burden of not only knowledge, but time off the table.
The field is just not a friendly place to be, and you've got to execute these repairs quickly and without wasting time and material. So it sounds like you guys have really put a lot of thought into sort of making that field repair as quick and easy as possible.
Absolutely. Should we keep working our way out? You want to continue the saga out to the gun?
Sure. Yeah, I think that's great.
Perfect. All right. So one other thing that we're out right now trying to vet is technology that on our pumps, on our smaller, we'll say architectural pumps, we have a feature called ProConnect, and we actually use that feature on the small architectural pump lowers for like a quick change lower that you can pull out, push a new lower in, and you're back up and running. And we also have that technology on our spray foam side of the business, where we have a Fusion PC gun where the front cartridge that's wetted with potentially the quick set, foam material can be removed and a new cartridge put on, and you have a perfect rebuild, in seconds. And so with that, I wanted to bring that technology over to protective coatings equipment as that transition to higher and higher solids, shorter and shorter pot lives, is making the contractor's life, as far as what they hold in their hand every day, the applicator is making that more and more challenging to ensure that it's properly flushed and there's no remaining material that's kicking over in the gun overnight, and they come back to a boat anchor the next day. And so in trying to incorporate that technology into potentially a gun that would have a front style fluid section that would be easily replaced, we're in development right now, a new ProConnect style protective coatings gun that would have that replacement cartridge. And so your needle, your diffuser, your seal, basically everything that is wetted in the gun is in one simple, singular cartridge. That if there's ever an issue and you cook the gun over, or your seal and needle need a rebuild, you just simply take that cartridge off, slam a new cartridge on, and you're back spraying.
Wow, that's really impressive. I can tell you so many times, when it comes time to rebuild a gun, there's always that one plastic tool in the rebuild kit to remove the needle that no one can find. And so, that's always kind of and especially if you're in the field, you end up trying to get in there with a pair of needle nose pliers or in some other way to get that needle out and get the new one in. But you've totally solved that problem.
Absolutely. So that is we'll say the original XTR gun is what you're referring to there, and trying to lock that needle. And that's the through the handle material gun that you either keep the filter in the handle or you take out, depending on what material you're spraying. And we actually addressed that when we went from XTR to XTR Plus by putting inside the fluid head, or inside the fluid housing, there's actually now a square broach, and we put a square feature on the needle. So as you pull that needle back, it locks itself into place, and no need for that plastic piece anymore.
Fantastic.
However, we still run into that challenge of what tools do I need, and do I have the expertise with the crew that's on the job site today to be able to handle this rebuild? Or am I carrying additional guns always, which a lot of crews will do? So if I have an issue with a gun, I take that gun offline, put it in solvent of choice or whatever you flush it with, and then I just stick a brand new gun on and I'm back running. This new ProConnect technology would keep the investment lower for the crews out in the field to not need 2, 3, 5, 15, however many guns they have on hand, depending on how many sprayers are going at a time. And they could simply just have replacement cartridges, and each sprayer could have their handle, if you will. I completely understand. So trying to, benefit the contractor by having the perfect rebuild, virtually a new gun or new fluid section ready at moment's notice, and being able to take that off with just an adjustable wrench, no additional tools like a needle nose or a plastic little dowel, or get rid of all of that. So that's great, Niles. Absolutely. So now we've kind of worked from the pump all the way through to the tip of the spray gun. Is there any other maintenance items you want to talk about today? Well, there may be some other tricks up our sleeves, but I think we can cap it at that today. By all means, maybe later in the year, if we have some more findings, we'd definitely like to get back together with you and share more at that time. That's great. Well, we look forward to that too. We love to do these podcasts and hope that it helps our contractors. And I know that your goals are also to help contractors. So it's great for us to be able to get together. Thanks for joining us today. Absolutely. Thanks for the opportunity, Corey. No, you're quite welcome. Pump manufacturers like Graco continue to release new technology, and as coatings continue to get more innovative, helping to make the spray process and the pump repair process a little easier along the way.